Hi, I'm Brandon,
And I'm Mom.
and welcome back to Tansson TV Plus.
Yes, thank you so much for joining us today.
Yes, we are very excited to be speaking about a mid-season fall finale, and of course, this is
This is High Potential's mid-season fall finale.
yes, it is. And so the title of this episode is One of Us. And Mom, we can go ahead and start speaking about the episode before going into the season as a whole.
All right, Brandon, I think I have this down to a one-liner, maybe. All right. In this particular episode, we have two people who come in. They kind of end up holding the whole station hostage, and this station needs to solve a crime in basically a few hours. And that's it, basically, in a nutshell.
Well, Mom, thank you so much for that.
You're welcome, Brandon.
Well, like I said, starting off with the episode itself, though. So, what were your thoughts about this episode, episode 7 of the series?
Well, I would say this is what I liked about this particular episode. This episode kind of emphasizes how Morgan's brain really works, which I find kind of fascinating. We have evidence that's presented by these two group of people, these two individuals, and they are being asked to solve this crime, and so everyone's seeing the same thing. Kiradek is not there. Being held hostage, I should say, at that point. But there are a group of them there, and we've got Morgan who's got to figure it out. So she looks at the evidence, she makes determinations based upon the evidence that's given. She listens to the conversations that these two people are having, and she's able to kind of figure it out. Since Kiradek is not there, of course, there's some interaction between the station itself and the rest of the officers who are not there. And so Kiradek and their boss, they're able to go out and kind of do some legwork behind the scenes and then call in things so that Morgan can know this information along with the two people who are there. And so I just thought it was interesting that they were able to have to solve a crime basically without leaving all in one, all the evidence basically was there. We're close enough to being there.
Yeah, and there's quite a bit of action for what is technically, Morgan's off day.
It is. It is supposed to be Morgan's off day. She's supposed to spend time with her daughter, and her daughter was there. However, her daughter got out safely, and she actually was in the bathroom for quite a while. In the bathroom, meaning that she was kind of holding still, and Morgan did get a chance to actually send her a text right before her cell phone was taken.
But yeah, and one of the things that I liked about this episode, which I mean, yeah, if you would have asked them what type of fall finale the show would have had, I definitely wouldn't have imagined this.
No, I wouldn't have thought of this either.
But yeah, but in the same regard, I like that we're able to see her in a different environment. We're, like you mentioned before, we're able to see her without Karadek sort of just having to wing it. I mean, truly, the fate of the office is, and her daughter is based off of her decision making.
Yeah, it is. It is. And it kind of shows what kind of mind she has and how she's able to think very analytically.
Yeah, but we do see a little bit of character progression up to this point, though.
Yeah, if we move away from this particular episode and kind of look at this season so far, we do see some character development. Is that what you're referring to?
Yeah, we definitely see, I mean, a little bit. But even in this episode itself, like, I see, whereas Morgan is now helping out the people that are holding her hostage. Whereas, like, I remember the first episode, she was very hostile.
Yep, that's true. She was very hostile initially because she didn't know where this position was going to go. But now you can see she has bonded with several of the people in the office, and she wants what's best. And then, of course, with her daughter being there, that helps with this. Not helps, but it helps her to kind of move quicker, probably, and trying to make sure her daughter is safe.
Well, yeah, but even with the people that, let's say, are holding her hostage, though, that whereas, let's say, in that first episode, even though she bonded with, with the one person that had that their mother was missing, in the same regard, like that first episode, like you saw that with all the witnesses, that she was very, she wasn't a play by the rules person. She just asked the questions. Whereas for this one, she's being calm and patient, and so we're able to see that Kiradek's influence really has helped her a little bit.
Yep, we sure are. We sure are.
But yeah, and let's go ahead and head to the season itself thus far, these 7 episodes.
Okay. All right. What do you want to talk about, Brandon?
Yeah. So overall, like, what have your thoughts been? Over the 6 episodes since we last spoke about it.
Well, in the first episode, Morgan kind of made a point to talk about her ex boyfriend, who is Ava's father, and how she wanted to make sure that whatever happened to him, he disappeared, that they find out what happened to him and and what's going on with him. But I've noticed that even though they've touched on that a little bit, is just the touching. And so they've kind of gone into, we've now got Morgan where she actually works well with this group. And so we've moved away for a little bit from this is how it captured her and made her want to do this to realizing that she does have the ability to do this. And then they're actually making her feel more welcome also, because one of the things they talked about in this episode that we just saw was the fact that she didn't have an office or at least a place to sit. And so now when she goes in, they make sure that she has some place to sit when she goes, which seems small, but is very important for Morgan, because they're showing a sense of belongingness for Morgan in this particular job.
Even though she won't use the desk.
Even though she won't use the desk, it's just the thought.
But yes, and so it's definitely like interesting to see that, and I know that was a big moment. I mean, at the beginning of this episode was that, with her having the mommy daughter time, that's sort of like, well, I want to see where you are, where you work, which even for the daughter is a progression because she couldn't care less earlier on.
Yeah, that's true. So the daughter has progressed also. So I like that they're starting getting the personal lives of them. So I do like that they're delving into that.
But yes, but like you're saying, though, the mystery of what happened to Roman, I mean, I'm curious as to if this is going to be like throughout the first season adventure, or if this is going to be something that the show hopefully continues on, that they continue to look forward to.
Yeah, or it very well could be a fall finale. So, I mean, that's the thought too. So it'll be interesting to see, how far they take this and have the writers or producers actually thought this through. Is this just something they thought about in the beginning and they just are just kind of winging it? Or do they really have a true thought to what happened to Roman and they have a backstory for him?
Yeah, well, obviously it won't be done during the fall finale since that's what we're speaking about.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm at the end of the year finale. Yeah.
But yeah, so that definitely, I mean, in my thought, could be a potential season 1 finale. The question, though, would be if it'd be solved all within the episode or if this can end up in a big cliffhanger.
Yeah, that's a good question, too. We've seen a lot of shows that have had one little storyline that kind of threads all the way through. And so, each TV show does it a little differently. Some have them solve it at the end of the season. Others have it just keeps threading through for years.
Yeah, maybe it'll be that, like, they find him or they find the evidence, but something like maybe the specific where or, finding him himself or the why is what's missing. Because, that seems like, the general idea of where this would potentially go.
Yeah, that's true, too.
But yeah, and some people that we don't see as much include Elliot.
Yeah, we have not seen the son. I think, well, I don't want to say originally, but when the season first started, Elliot was in quite a few scenes, and they made a point about saying how he's so much like his mother. And I've noticed that they've now emphasized Morgan a little bit more, and so I'm sorry, they've emphasized Ava a little bit more. I'm sorry, and so Ava's scenes stand out in regards to their kind of working with the preteen, teen, whatever she is, going that angle with her.
But yeah, so I'm definitely interested in seeing that. And also with that shift, we don't see Ludo as much either.
No, we don't see Ludo as much. He's just there as the babysitter. He pops in. We might see him for a moment, but that's it. And also the older gentleman, and I don't know his name, he has kind of disappeared also.
But yeah. So definitely, lots of disappearing people here and there, but nevertheless, so I like that the show sort of has grown a little bit. And would you say that there had been any other than the ones we've already spoken about, any notable changes since the pilot?
No, I think that's it. I just like the chemistry that they do that they all kind of have together in order to work together.
But yeah, and would you, and like overall at this point in time, because I know, of course, at the very beginning we said, we like the show, we're going to continue watching. Is that still the stance of where you are?
I sure will. I will continue watching High Potential.
Yes, same for me. I really enjoyed this show, and in fact, apparently so did the viewers. As much as I don't per se care much about TV ratings, this is, from what I've read, I believe the highest rated premiere in about 6 years for
Yeah,
ABC.
yeah, they did a good job with this one.
Yeah. Do you know what previously held the record?
Um, Pardon me, Sister Rookie.
So the record for series premiere highest ratings for ABC prior to this was actually The Conners.
Oh, I guess I should have known that. But, yes, yes, so that does not surprise me either. I was thinking going down the lines of police dramas. Yes,
But yes, and not only that, but usually, whereas most shows start somewhere in the ratings, that they usually start pretty high and they drop tremendously from there. This one has actually grown in ratings.
that's wonderful. As long as they keep the storylines to where they're going, I think they're going to grow more.
But yes, I definitely hope the momentum keeps going. Of course, the show is produced by, or was produced by, ABC Signature, the company no longer in existence, but hopefully its successor company will continue it? Question mark.
Yeah, hopefully they will.
But yes, because I do believe this is the final show produced by ABC Signature. So hopefully, let's say one of its sister companies, also owned by Disney, will let's say continue it on so the show can continue forward. And I hope that it will. I know ABC likes to hold on for a moment, but I hope that the show is renewed for season 2.
Yep, same here. Same here.
Yeah, and I'd preferably like it to be before the finale, so that way we don't have that long waiting period of the will they, won't they.
Yeah, same here too. I do. I hope they will too.
But yeah, and so before we go ahead and end this out, unless you have any thoughts, I did want to do a little bit as to what we did with our previous premieres and finales, and that is speak a little bit as to what we hope for, in this case, the rest of the season.
Huh. Well, Brandon, that's a good question for this one. This one's a little harder. I hope they actually do bring in the link, like you said, like we kind of mentioned with Roman and the what's going on with him. They don't, to me, they don't necessarily have to solve it. I know it sounds like I'm contradicting myself, but they don't necessarily have to solve it per se. But I just hope they continue the link to show that there are things going on and they're still working on it. I like Carradine as a cop, and I really so. I would like to see a little bit of his personal life. Right now, we just see him as a cop. So I would like to see if they kind of bring in his personal life on the side. So I really like the boss also. So I would like to see the personal side of her come out too. And then we also have, and I didn't mention it, we have this impending possible romance with the custodian in there that's there. And so I'd be interested to see whether or not they decide to take that forward, or whether or not they'll just kind of let them be friends and kind of go through that and let them be friendly that way. So we'll see if they continue with those.
But yeah, definitely. And for me, I know great minds speak alike, and so I was also thinking about Carradine's personal life. I figured since this episode was all about Morgan's off day, where she ends up in a situation more dire than anything, I figured, well, you know what? Let's flip it and have one about Carradine's life and what he does outside of this. That's exactly what I was saying when you thinking when you said that, and then the other, and then in regards to the custodian Tom, yeah, I definitely am curious to see how this goes, and if this is going to be like a long term thing or just a one episode. But I do know that she owes him, since she did inadvertently lead to him being shot.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So we'll see if they. Go ahead, Brad.
Oh no, I was just going to say, Mom, were there any thoughts that you had before we go ahead and close this discussion out?
No, I think we've covered it all. I thank all of you guys for watching, and we look forward to speaking with you next time.
Yeah, and I hope that you watch with us and let us know what you think about the show as it progresses.
Yes, please do. Everybody, have a great day.
We'll see you next time.
All right, bye bye.